Hey LEGO fans, this is Tom with Space Paladin Bricks. Today we're going to take a look at some damaged LEGO minifigures I picked up, and we're going to talk about an issue that's becoming more and more common, which is LEGO's brittle and cracking plastic problem. But don't worry though, because I'm going to show you how you can turn this problem into an opportunity to grow your collection with rare and cool parts. So let's take a look. So here is a lot of damaged minifigures I picked up recently, and some of these minifigures have cracked torsos, broken arms, and even stress cracks to the legs. Here's an example of a torso. This minifigure's got a damaged arm crack. Another split torso there. And other than the bite marks, you can see it's got cracked legs. It's a real shame because LEGO is known for its quality, but lately it feels like brittle bricks are becoming a real issue. If you've been collecting LEGO for a while, you've probably noticed this issue, especially with certain colors like reddish brown and dark red. These tend to be the most brittle, but a wide range of minifigures are suffering from the same problem as these. Why is this happening? Well, some collectors believe it's due to changes in LEGO's plastic formula over the past decade. That leads to weaker and more fragile bricks. And if you've ever pulled an older figure out of storage only to find a crack you never noticed before, you're not alone. Now, while this might seem like a downside, it actually presents an opportunity. So let's talk about how you can use these damaged figures to your advantage and upgrade your collection. Now, one of the things that I like to do when I purchase these damaged minifigures is part swapping. So if a minifigure, such as this Palpatine right here, has a cracked torso in it, but the legs are fine, the head is fine, the hair is fine, you can find a cheap replacement torso online, either on Bricklink or other retail sites, and replace that damaged torso. So as an example here, I have an alternate torso that doesn't have any damage. So what I would do is go ahead and swap this torso out with this one, and then I have a completely undamaged, like new minifigure. You can also mix and match parts and create your own custom figures as well. The second tip that I'd like to recommend is you can go ahead and fix those cracks. I have an example here of a figure that did have a torso crack in it, and what I've done is glue the torso back together. Now, this isn't common practice, and usually the word super glue around LEGO is frowned upon, but in the situation of trying to collect LEGOs, I think it's beneficial. You can see the front printing is fine on this figure, and on the front view, the figure is fine. And even from the side view with the arms down, the figure looks fine. The arms have nice friction, and even if for a play standpoint, the figure is fine. So if you wanted to display this figure, or have this figure in your collection, you can repair this torso by just super gluing it. This one is a rough example, but you can see here there is no longer a split crack on the side of the torso, and the arm has good friction. One of the other things you can do is trade damaged figures. Now, believe it or not, people will trade for damaged figures, especially if the parts on these figures are rare. For example, let's say this Palpatine here, which is a rare figure, has a damaged face. Maybe something's wrong with the hair. Maybe the legs are split. But this is a really rare figure. People would be really happy to add this to their collection. So they may be willing to trade for it, such as I did in this lot right here. Some collectors are willing to buy these figures, and they're willing to restore them and use them for their own customs. Now, if we're just going to take a look at everything I picked up here, you can see some of these figures aren't too bad. And I just want to show you the examples you can come across when you're out buying these figures. All of these figures I purchased were bought at a significantly lower rate than what you could buy them for if you were buying them undamaged. For example, this Palpatine right here is about a $50 figure. I picked him up for about $10. So with the damaged torso, he was only about $10. You can buy an undamaged one for around $20, and you're still under the cost of the figure. So it's always a good idea, if you're looking to collect figures and add them to your collection, to see what's out there, what's in the damage list, if the crack doesn't bother you. For display purposes, a figure like this Palpatine will sit fine on a plate and look great for presentation. Other figures, like the Stormtrooper, might be just part of army building. It may not be a big deal. If he has a crack on his arm, a crack on his torso, you might have him amongst 50 other Stormtrooper figures, and it might be a good addition. You can pick figures up like this for $1 sometimes. When it comes to rare parts and figure building, this figure here, which was included in this lot, is a great example. You see the Superman torso has a pretty nasty crack on the side, and on this figure, there's a lot of good usable parts. For example, these red capes go for a pretty decent amount online, and they're good for all kinds of figures. You can do a custom Star Wars figure. I could add this red cape to Palpatine here, or I could create many other figures. I'm in the castle, so this would be a great cape to use for any castle figs. You also get this really nice hairpiece. The headpiece is in great shape. Not only that, the legs are in great shape as well. And if you're really into customizing figures, the arms are also in great condition and uncracked. So even on a damaged figure that you don't intend to keep in your collection, it's still great for a parts piece. Some of the other figures I picked up here, you can see there's just some more arm cracks. Now a figure like this, I don't really have any interest in replacing the torso or buying a new one, but I do want to add one of these to my collection. So this will be a great display piece. And for my own personal collection, it's no big deal that he has this side crack here. He's easy to use, easy to display. You can just set him right there, and he'll look great on display. Some more rare, more expensive figures, like this Mandalorian here, similar situation, another side crack. This one, I might try to source out a torso for in the future, but as it is, if I just needed to add one to my collection, there's nothing wrong with this figure. This is another great example of a figure that had some useful parts on it. This one did have a head on it, which has been taken off, that I needed for another fig. It also has a torso crack, but the legs, the backpack, and the arms are in great shape. And this Boba Fett, while a very popular figure, also has the same thing. It had a side crack. But if you notice on him, he has a very nice cape. The helmet's in good shape, the head and the legs. Also, the arms are in great shape as well. And I happen to have a spare torso sitting around, so with that, I can make a complete undamaged figure, either for resale or to add to my collection. And you will notice that even newer figures, such as this Tan Wee here, also receive torso cracks. That's very hard to see on this one, but you can tell a torso crack is starting on this figure. Like I said, there's a lot of reasons as to why this may be happening, a lot of theories. You know, some people say it's climate, whether it's in hot or cold temperatures, consistencies. Obviously, the plastic does expand and contract. Mostly people believe it's differences in the plastic materials. But again, it's not just older figures, it's not just red. It happens to all the colors, and even the newer figures, they do tend to obtain this problem. It's really unpredictable. Like I said, you could have figures sitting on a shelf like this on display for years and never know that a crack even developed. But as it stands, the printing on this figure is in exceptional condition. The arms and the torso, the skirt are fine, and the headpiece is in great shape. And as a display piece, it looks fantastic. And if we're going to get into some rare figures here, this Padawan figure has a very interesting crack. It happened on the back, probably from somebody ripping the legs off. It caused a stress fracture there. But again, as a display piece, I can display it just like that, or I can source this torso, which was also on another figure, and have a complete undamaged figure. The bottom line, is that, so while Lego's brittle brick problem is definitely frustrating, you don't have to get down. You can use damaged figures to expand your collection, experiment with new customs, and even find some hidden gems, such as this Palpatine, in a bulk lot. But what do you think about the Lego cracking problem? Have you found any creative ways to fix or repurpose broken figures? You let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Lego hauls, reviews, and tips. I'll see you next time.